Hello everybody and welcome back again. In this video I'm gonna talk about the round 2 matches and a preview of the coming round where we have some great matches. But first of all I want to thank everybody for the support and the great feedback that you have gave me when I'm doing my videos, and I'm very glad and I appreciate it a lot, and I'm very happy about it. So thanks to all you. You know who you are, and let's dig into this and talk about. The first I'm gonna talk about is of course, the second round matches. We saw some great matches. We saw Novak Djokovic in a super form again, a great performance when he beat Denis Shapovalov in two straight sets. He made some good winners from the baseline. He was solid. He took Shapovalov out from the baseline, and you all know Shapovalov is a talented guy. He has good tennis game, good tennis mind, but his problem is consistency, and he's very bad on many parts of the game, like the returns, and he disappears from the matches quite often, and that's why he haven't been this hyped player that has taken this next step that many expected him to do. But anyway, it was expected loss for him, so nothing wrong with that, at least from my eyes. And Federer made a good performance against Ramos Vinoas in two straight sets, and actually the Spaniard had beaten Roger one time in Shanghai, and that was in 2015, where he beat Roger, but otherwise he hasn't won against him. And then we have many great performances by players like Daniil Medvedev, who beat the Australian Nori in two straight sets. He was convincing in that match. He was a machine. He did his job. He did exactly what he has done the couple of 2 or 3 months. He took his opponents down from the baseline, and he is gonna be a threat in this tournament, that's for sure. And I saw today 2 matches. The first match was between Stefanos Tsitsipas, who beat Auger Aliassime in two tight tiebreak sets. Both of them played good, and especially Tsitsipas, who has been out of form lately, but he did a solid performance in that match, and he was more clutch on the more important points, and you could clearly see that Aliassime was a little bit nervous when he made a double fault in the first tiebreak set, and he um, couldn't deliver in the second set, where he lost a couple of easy points, in my opinion, that he normally wins. But anyway, Tsitsipas have advanced now to the third round, and together with players like Ane Rublev, who beat Millman in two convincing easy sets. I think he won 6-2, 6-0 or something, but I forgot the result, to be honest. But he's looking dangerous like he looked in Cincinnati, so he will be a force to count on. And in his next round, he's gonna meet Alexander Zverev, a guy that he has never won against in previous meetings, so it will be a tough match for him. And then we have RBA against Matteo Berrettini from Italy. Berrettini, who won against the Chilean number one Garin, and RBA defeated the Serb boot Opelka. Even though Opelka did 18 aces in his match against RBA, he still lost in 2 sets. And we have Kachanov against Fonini. They met recently in Beijing, where Kachanov won, and that match will be a good match because Fonini has started to look good, and Kachanov also. Fonini beat Andy Murray in 2 sets, or was it 2-1? I forgot. It's so much tennis in my mind. I forgot sometimes the result if it was straight sets or 2-1. But anyway, Fonini did his job against Murray because Fonini is a quality player, and Murray is trying to find his way back to the top. It's not easy to do hip surgery and come back and start delivering and winning against top 10 players. It's not that easy, to be honest. So that are some of the third round matches. Of course, RBA against Berrettini, Zverev against Rublev, Kachanov against Fonini, and we have also Medvedev against Pospisil from Canada, and of course, Novak is gonna play against John Isner in his third round match. Isner has played great in this tournament, and he has met Novak Djokovic 11 times, and all of in this 11 meets he has only won twice against Novak, and the last time he beat him was in 2013. So Novak has 6 straight wins against him, and if somebody can neutralize Isner's serve, it's Djokovic. He is the one that can handle his serve. Of course, he's gonna bang in some aces, of course, at least 10 or 15 aces in that match. But Novak, he's the best returner in the world. He will handle and move Isner around from court to court because he's vulnerable there. He's gonna use his weaknesses. He's gonna aim for his weaknesses, and that's his backhand and move him side from side. And Novak's mission is that, and he will do that. If he do that, he will win this match with no problem. Maybe one set, maybe two will go to tiebreak, but Isner is just not consistent enough to threat a guy like Djokovic, the most solid baseline player on tour today with Rafael Nadal. He won't have a chance if you go into the duel. The great thing about Shanghai is the super fast surface. It benefits and give advantage to the first strike tennis, the serve, the fast service. You get 3 points, and Novak is an all-round player. He plays good on every surface. So Isner, in my opinion, in this match, with some luck, if he get that luck, will win maximum one set from him. That's what I predict. And before I'm going to talk about Roger's match against David Goffin, I just want to tell you that of all the 16 seeds, top seed players in this tournament, only 3 of them failed to get to the third round, and some of them lost actually in the first round, like Chorich and Monfils is the other guy, and Diego Schwartzman. These guys are the only top 16 seed that the top of the 16 seeds that have lost so far. And Monfils is by now how Morpheus is. He plays good, he plays bad. He plays good, he plays bad. He plays good, he plays bad. He's always like that through his whole career. He has been a guy that is so inconsistent that sometimes you get angry because when you see him play his most beautiful tennis, when he's in the zone, he is one of the few guys on tour that are exciting to see. Together with Kyrgios or Federer, we have some new guys on tour like Tsitsipas, and so I'm not surprised. And of course, before I forget, Dominic Thiem also found his way to the third round. He made a good match against who was it he met today? Now I forgot it again. Pablo Carreno Busta, where the guy that he defeated in 2 sets, and Dominic Thiem is starting to get warm now. He won recently in Beijing, and now he's here to collect some more points, maybe a trophy, his second master maybe because he won on the hard course of Indian Wells. He has good physique, great power tennis. He has long swings. He can find every angle on the court with his ground strokes, and his kick serve gives him also opportunity to execute from the second point after the serve. So he has a really decent chance on the bottom half of the draw to reach the semifinals, in my opinion. And it's going to be interesting to see him. And the other big match that we are looking forward to is the match between Roger Federer and David Goffin. Those two guys have met 10 times before. Roger has won 9 of them. He lost in the ATP Finals 2017 against David Goffin. They have met twice this year at Halle and recently at US Open, where I was pretty shocked because Federer toyed him from the baseline. He just blew Goffin off the court. That was one of the best performances of the year if you look at single matches, not the whole picture, not the whole tournament, but that was an awesome tennis match. I watched it and I pretty much got surprised because, yeah, we know it's Federer. We know what he's capable of. We know his capacity. We know his level, but I haven't seen him that good for a while now. But anyway, that match will be a good match for Federer to see if if he is still in good shape, because he lost that match against Dimitrov. He played the Laver Cups, and now he has a chance of winning in Shanghai for the third time. And Goffin, I think that Goffin will give him a match. Maybe he can actually take one set from Federer, because the last 2 or 3 years, I'm not that super amazed about Federer's consistency sometimes, because he always wins these hard matches. I mean these matches against lower ranked players, but sometimes he give them one set, and we saw his performance against Rublev in Cincinnati, and then in US Open, and I'm starting to doubt a little bit. He can reach the final, of course. He can reach the semifinals, but this is a tough test for him. His biggest test so far. And Goffin can put Roger Federer in trouble. But I think that Roger will win this match. But I'm not super sure. He's overwhelming favorite, of course. I will give Roger 75 to 25 in this match. And 25% is actually good, because I saw the highlights from David Goffin's latest match, where his opponent had to withdraw for an injury. It was injury, but before that, Goffin played like a poor man's version of Djokovic, and that was enough in that match. But will it be enough against Roger Federer? He has to raise his level a little bit higher this time, but I think he can bother Federer if he plays good from the beginning and knows that he has a chance. Because if Federer starts to break him early, or like he did against Vinoas Ramos, the match will pretty much be over, in my opinion. But anyway, we have seen some great tennis these 2 3 days here now, and in my opinion, Novak is still the overwhelming favorite to win this match. And the other 3 guys that impressed me, of course, is Daniil Medvedev, Roger Federer, and Dominic Thiem. And Tsitsipas is starting to get in shape also. And like I told you earlier, Cacciano, Fonini, RBA, Berrettini, Zverev has started to look good. He only made 3 double faults in his match against against who was the guy he met? Was it Aliassime? No, it was Charlie. I'm sorry. He did 28. 21 aces in that match. And he won in 2 tight tie breaks. It was pretty exciting to watch that match. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.